Brought to you by Hallow, the world's #1 prayer app. What's up, Tyler?
Hey, good morning, John. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing so good. I am so nervous. I've been listening to you forever. I'm an original 14 listeners, and I couldn't be more excited.
I appreciate it. Hey, bad news. There's only like 28 of y'all. So you're in the first half.
28.
You're in the first half, which is kind of cool.
That's exciting. Yeah, I'll take it.
And I'm nervous, too, so we can be nervous together. We won't lose one another. How about that? So what's up?
That sounds good. My question, in essence, is what role or impact can video games play on a relationship, especially one with kids, and how can we strike a balance? I have a little bit of a blurb of kind of my background. And
yeah, go for it. Read it out.
Sure. Okay. So growing up, video games had a big impact on my life. It gave me and my brother something to learn together and connect through, and eventually compete with each other, and even in online and in-person tournaments. Being twins, we also felt a stronger sense of closeness and also competitiveness, I think, than most other siblings. I played and currently still play a wide range of games that I feel have given me tremendous value and skills in my life. One example is learning to play the drums without a single formal lesson through the Rock Band video game. I'm not sure if you've heard of that.
I have, yes.
Another is the skills I've learned from playing logistics and business-type games that have strengthened my role in my current career path of purchasing. Understanding supply and demand and market trends has allowed me to make hundreds of real dollars in player-driven online gaming markets. We were both also very involved in other activities growing up, like church twice a week, baseball Little League for 6 years, and Boy Scouts every week from the earliest age you could start at. So I have a really solid appreciation for those types of activities and want to strike a good balance with my new family. I've been in a new relationship for the last 14 months with 2 little boys, 3 years old and 10 months old. Last month, they all moved in with me and my brother, and we're spending all of our time together outside of work. I want to set a good example and not be seen as a partner and father figure on a screen all the time, but I also want to express myself and continue to learn and grow through this media form like I have my whole life, and share that with these boys and my girlfriend if they're into it as much as I am. I see them all as great developmental activities. Where can I find balance?
I mean, that's a pretty, you've written yourself a very convincing and compelling essay. And so I would ask you seem to, like back in like 9th or 10th grade and you had to write your first persuasive essay, right? Uh-huh. You've done that for yourself. You've persuaded yourself. And so what can I help you with? You seem to have it buttoned up and figured out. And so is there a lingering sense of doubt? Is somebody calling you on it? Like where's the question coming from? Because you seem to have it pretty laid out for yourself.
Yeah, not necessarily. It's more like my question is just, this is totally new to like my girlfriend, for example, and like my passion and, my love for the video games is almost like, it's just new to her. She's never really experienced it. And then I also have, like I said, 2 little boys, and, I don't know. I'm trying to iron out and see how I can be seen as a strong father figure and a partner, and not kind of be seen as, just some guy that likes playing video games all the time, because I do feel like I've gotten a tremendous sense of value from them. And, I'm not the kind of guy that just plays Call of Duty all day for 12 hours. I almost see them as different types of things. And
that's what I'm interested in, because you have created a narrative where your everyday video game playing is different than somebody else's. And I'll also say, I took a few notes while you were talking. How many brothers, like twin brothers, have you hung out with over the years?
Oh, many. I mean, funny enough, there was a lot of sets of twins in my high school. Yeah. And, so I guess, I don't know, 5, 6.
Yeah. How many amateur drummers have you hung out with?
Oh, that one, I wish the number was higher. Very little. Yeah. I don't have a lot of musically passionate friends and people around me, but
how much money have you earned from like this world building video game playing? You said you've hundreds of dollars. How much?
Well, maybe 400.
Okay. So the phrase that keeps coming to mind is just some conversations with some of my nerd friends, but the nerdiest way I could say this is I think what video games give you is I'm trying to say it not in the nerdiest way. You got to earn your dopamine. And so anytime you're doing something that you really love and you really want to keep doing, it's common for all of us to craft stories around it. And it becomes the lens by which we see everything, right? And that's why a great romantic partner, a great friend, a great brother, some Yahoo on a podcast that you've never met before, right? What we can provide you is a different perspective. And so I would challenge you that just because you and your brother played close video games together, I would suggest you have no evidence to suggest y'all have a better relationship than most other brothers.
Yeah.
It's probably
no, I didn't mean it in a better way. It was more
I know
the competitiveness.
Right. And same as I'm better than most amateur drummers. Or I have been able to, because you could have mowed 6 lawns and earned $400.
Yeah, you're right.
And so what I want you to say is you've enjoyed playing video games. You've actually become like probably really good at them. And you love them. Okay? That's all well and good. And good for you and good for your parents for, I'm sure when your parents were, like when you were little, for making you get outside and making you do things that were tactile and work with your hands and all that kind of stuff. So good on you, okay? If you had said I never go outside or whatever, I would have said there's some bigger issues. But it sounds like y'all have lived a pretty balanced life. I can't in good conscience say if you pick up a video game controller, you're going to be ruined. That just wouldn't be true. What I can tell you, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay. You're a couple of years, I don't say late. You may be right on track nowadays. Here's what you're running up against. I want you to move video games to the side. Okay? Let's just move it over to the side. I want you to get rid of what I would call nonsensical Gen Z language, like, I just need to express myself. Like, that kind of just, blech, okay?
Yeah.
Instead of this, like, oogie, like, googie, like, I just need to be fully seen. Like, you need to be fully seen and validated in connected, in-person human relationships. Okay?
Yeah.
When it comes to, and I'm thinking of me. I played music my whole life, always. I went to concerts my whole, like, I lived in trying to find a place to get on a stage and I tried to find a place to a mosh pit all the time, always, right? I followed Pantera around, for God's sakes, and I mean, I was obsessed with it. And then I got married, and it's not that my marriage took that stuff away from me. In fact, my wife encourages it and laughs it and loves it and supports and all that. But I had to ask myself, is this still the top priority in my life?
Right.
And expressing myself, I had an identity shift. When I took on the responsibility that somebody, like when I said, hey, I want you to hitch your wagon to me and I'm going to hitch my wagon to you and we're going to go create a new world, I took on voluntarily the role of a new identity.
Yeah.
And so by doing that, it crowded out my chasing around mosh pits for a while, financially, time. I had to go to grad school. I had to do these other things because I had a longer picture down the road, okay? And so you have accepted the responsibility of a mother of 2 and a romantic interest, and now you're the landlord.
Yeah.
You have taken on more, you've got a finite calendar, and you just took on a major responsibility.
Yeah.
And so by doing that, you also decided, I'm going to play less video games if I'm going to be the kind of guy that shows up for this woman and for her 2 kids.
Yeah.
If you're not, if you listen to the show, there's idiots everywhere that take on those responsibilities and are like, yeah, glad y'all are here, and they don't ever get off the couch. Doesn't sound like you're that guy.
No, and I'm glad you said that and brought this up. It's, I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend for just being an incredible mom and partner to me. And it's been so exciting, John. I mean, having these 2 boys, like I said, 10 months old and 3 years old, we got a pretty different dynamic between the 2, but it's been so fun. I mean, I love the responsibility. I'm embracing it fully. I almost never play video games like during the week unless we're playing like a Rock Band, a family type game together. But,
So here's what I'm always going to say. I'm always going to say, if a parent is choosing between playing Call of Duty with their 2 young kids, and I just picked that game. You know way more games than me. I don't know any games. Call of Duty. Or going to Walmart and buying Nerf guns and running around the neighborhood,
Yep.
I'll tell you, do the Nerf guns 100 times out of 100, 1,000 times out of 1,000.
That sounds like a great idea. I'm with you there.
If you've got a rock band versus, hey, I'm going to take guitar lessons, will you take guitar lessons? Now, you have a 1-year-old and 3-year-old, you can't do that. But you can slowly start to get there. I will tell you, wheeling in my Marshall half stack with my Les Paul to my son's violin recital, and I had practiced one of his songs and learned it like a heavy metal version of it, and we played it together at the end of his recital, is one of my favorite moments of my life.
That's so exciting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it was earned and owned. We did it together.
Yeah.
And so
right.
I'm not going to tell you if you play video games with your kids or with your girlfriend's kids that it's all going to come down. What I want you to ask yourself is, I want to earn my dopamine. What do I mean by that? Mm-hmm. Video games, pornography, and I'm intentionally lumping all that together. Watching other grown men play sports instead of participating, watching fishing shows instead of just going fishing, right? All these things are our body's way of circumventing the arduous yet joy-filled yet gritty reality that is reality. They're all approximations, and what the brain research continues to tell us is that we're paying a price for it. What I can't tell you is I can't say it's this many games for this many hours for this many. I don't think I can do that. What I can tell you is that 3-year-old will look at you and wonder what's so amazing about that controller and that screen that you look at it way more than him.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he comes down at 9 o'clock at night and you're like, hold on, and you keep playing. And this is the pot talking to the kettle, dude. I did this the other night, watching a baseball game. Mm-hmm. And I'm haunted by my daughter just staring at me, okay? This is fresh on my mind. Dad, come on, Dad. I'm like, hold on, it's the 9th inning. The Astros are about to blow it. Dad, come on, hold on, right? It's that. I was just right there. Yeah. But I promise you, she went to bed with a little bit of, because the Astros are more important. And by the way, it's okay. Right? It's okay to have importance and to have your kid hold on for a second. That's fine. But I think I want you to forget video games, forget everything. And I want you to imagine taking your arm to what was your life and clearing the deck. And get one sheet of notebook paper and a pen and begin to write in order. Because I've accepted these new responsibilities, here is now the order of importance of how things are going to roll in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I am being a proxy father. I am being a boyfriend / playing house with my girlfriend. I am also a brother, and I guess he lives with y'all too?
Yeah, he lives with us right now.
All right, y'all be careful, because that show, I don't want to take that call one day either. Just kidding. That was awesome.
No, he's got his own thing.
I know, yeah. But I want you to begin to write this stuff down. Okay? You want to amaze a kid? Go get a real drum set and start practicing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And what I don't want a kid to do is to think that the world cheers for you when you just go beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
If you want to teach a kid how to earn $400, like show him you coming in smelling like fast food or exhausted, sweaty.
Yeah.
Not. And again, there's going to be people who write into this like, I made $1 million playing video games. Number one, shut up. No, you didn't. And two, good on you. Way to go. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
How does that sit with you?
Very good, John. I mean, you're hitting it on the head, and kind of going back on what I was saying earlier. It's like, yeah, I've totally accepted, especially since you moved in. I've accepted this new life and embraced it, and it's been so exciting. I mean, we've made so many memories. We go out to the park by my house, and we'll go to the trampoline park here in Vegas, or just. I love making real memories. I almost feel like for a while I got lost.
There you go. There you go. And bro, I don't want you to beat yourself up. If you begin to realize there's a life out here, and my buddy Michael Easter lives there in Vegas, and he's always going on these crazy hikes and when it's 5,000 degrees outside. If you find out like, oh dude, I live in an amazing desert with a lot of cool opportunities just to have a wild life. I blew 10 years. Don't do that to yourself either, okay? I think there's a place for it. Here's what I would tell you. I think it's important that your kids, and I'm just saying that loosely, right? I know you're still just figuring this whole thing out. I think it's important that our kids see us have passions. And I also think it was important that my son got a ringside seat to his dad going back to school and getting a second doctorate. I think that seeing that was important.
You remind me of a situation. I actually just got a new job about six weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I got the news and I got the call while I was at my girlfriend's house at the time before she moved in. And I mean, it broke me down into tears because I was just so happy and excited for the opportunity. And, you know, our 3-year-old he saw it and, you know, he thought something was wrong, but I feel like I displayed such a level of like joy and happiness over this accomplishment, I guess. And
it's great.
I want to continue with that, you know, in real life.
So
I was going to say something a minute ago.
Here's what should naturally happen. There should be just a natural lessening of grabbing the controller. And maybe instead of it being a default thing, a thing that you just got through your life to get to, maybe it's something you put on the calendar once a week or once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. And here's what I've found in my own life. This isn't for everybody, but what I found in my life is there was about 10 years I would strum the guitar occasionally. I'd go play a song at a songwriter thing or whatever, but it mostly stayed on the wall, hung on the wall. And I had other things. I had 2 really little kids. I moved across the country. I had graduate school. I had a whole bunch of jobs. I was a dean of students and a professor and. And now the smoke has cleared a little bit. My kids can bathe themselves and they can go to the bathroom by themselves. Thank God. And now I can head to the basement or to my room where I play music. And now I love that my teenager and my 3rd grader can hear their old man working on a hobby while they're doing their homework. I love that. So this is seasonal. All of that said, though, man, when it comes to video games, I think they've become, the technology is astounding. And as we head into VR world, man, it's just going to be wild. I'll just put it this way. For all human history, that we have not been able to experience shooting and death and running and flying. And, man, I'm reading about some of the VR pornography. It's like, it is wild in the streets what's coming. And our brains aren't designed for that. What they're designed for is a 360-degree tactile experience where all of your senses are engaged. Smell, touch, sensation, electricity, sun, cold, rain, all of it. And now we're having to hack our existence with cold tubs and saunas. We're having to create artificially these things that our bodies were designed to experience in real time. And it's just us trying to capture the variables. And my recommendation to everybody is put the screens down, put the controllers down, and get outside. Just get outside. Just get outside. That doesn't help a guy like you who's like loves it. And man, I want to honor that, dude. But if you ever think you want to watch people play baseball or you want to watch somebody play music, why don't you actually just go play baseball? Just go play music. Bring back the game Chicken with a brick wall and a tennis ball. That would fix humanity. Thanks for the call, my brother. Thanks, Tyler. Download the Hallow app today and get 3 free months at hallow.com/Delony.